Hey guys, here is your daily micro update. So here we are on the Tune tab. If we come over here and we hit this drop down and we do target virtual volumetric efficiency, you notice that we get an interesting shape. Now, this is the first step of me trying to make something that is a way to tune VVE, which is much more hands off. So if we go over to the histogram tab, you're going to notice there are some gaps in the data. So this is going to automatically interpolate as much as it can along the map values. So this is going with the grain of virtual VE, which is predictable. And then the next pass, it will interpolate one and only one gap in the data for RPMs. This going this way is much more unpredictable, and therefore I don't recommend ever smoothing or interpolating that way. But so that's why we're only doing like one little gap in here. Although this one, it would have filled in this way. But in this case, there may be a few others. I don't know. I want to look for data. But at any rate, once it does that, the next thing it does is it smooths the data. So um, you can see basically everything in here is where we have histogram hits, we've interpolated where we can, and then it also smooths along the map axis. So this is now like data that you can really count on, right? Like ideally, when you hit calculate coefficients, this won't move. So the next part of this is what I'm going to get to is dealing with all of this other data for which we don't have any values, right? Basically, we need to continue this trend. What does that look like? Let's fill in those gaps for you to avoid the all important nastiness of when you hit calculate coefficients, you get rough, choppy stuff, terrible transitions, so on and so forth. So hopefully, this is really kind of where I want to go, where you as the user don't really have to tune. Maybe let the computer do 90% of it, and then you swoop in and, do a couple like little adjustments in here like this, and swoop in at the end and then get all of the glory, right? So hopefully that's the direction we're going. Plus, I have another surprise once all this stuff is done. I think you're really going to love. Anyway, see you next time.